What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got a fight this weekend, and it's gonna be amazing. Probably the best fight card of the entire year. It's UFC 322. Ooh, yeah, and I am here for this. Let's get this show started, shall we? Seriously, the best fight card of the entire year. Madison Square Garden, New York City. Let's go. Islam Makhachev. Okay, coming up in weight. He's gonna face JDM, the guy with the belt. We're talking about amazing wrestler, dynamic striker. What is going to happen? I've got some ideas. Leon Edwards, we got Rocky. He's gonna be banging it out with another dynamic striker. Both of these guys got the hands, the feet, the elbows, the things. Carlos Pratas, one of the best fighting nerds. I'm talking about pure fireworks. Hot sauce. We got hot sauce going down. Wei Li Zhang. I'm talking about this girl's a killer. Fighting another killer. Another dynamic. I mean, we're talking about fisticuffs. Fight ready. Valentina Shevchenko. UFC. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, man. I am oh so ready for this. Let's go. All right, y'all. I'm going to give you some picks. Let me get this set up. Let me get it ready. Let me bring up the UFC webpage real quick. Yeah. Like I was saying. I mean, as far as strength of card goes, I'm going to call this an A+. Yeah. I mean, if you're a fan of the UFC and you've seen some of the last fight nights, okay, the very last one wasn't horrible. Lots of knockouts, good stuff. But the one before, man, we're talking eye pokes. We're talking betting scandals, all the things. Dirty laundry, as we call it in the fight game. I don't know if anybody calls it that, but that's what I call it. All right, let's get in here, shall we? All right, there's the boys. I tell you what, JDM with that nose and them ears, damn. You see him on the street? No, you don't want none. You do not want Nathan. All right, I'm going to get right to the meat of the potatoes of this thing. I'm going to do the undercard first. I'm going to do the main card first. And then I'm going to do some honorable mentions on some of the under prelim kind of, All right, let me scroll up here. Ooh. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start with the main card. I'm going to start right with the top dog. I never do it this way, but I'm going to try something a little bit different. Let me pull up some of their statamises. I mean, when we talk about Islam Makhachev, as far as his, what word am I looking for? His fighting prowess, his record, his proven effectiveness when it comes to domination. We talk about JDM striking because it's absolutely amazing. And not just his striking, but his footwork, his IQ, it's up there. I mean, he's got the belt. Islam Makhachev, has a belt too. It's just in the weight class below. But if you know anything about the Dagestani handcuff, all right, here's the thing though. Islam's coming up in weight. I have heard rumors. I don't know how true this is. I know fighters walk around heavier, but I've heard he walks around above 200. This fight's 170, so I don't think he's going to have a problem with, the adjustment in weight. I just wonder, is it going to be a problem cardio-wise? I know we're dealing with Khabib's best friend, trained by the late great father of Khabib. And I know their cardio, their toughness, their tenacity, that is one of the, superpowers of these guys. Anybody that wrestles in that part of the world, their ability to chain wrestle and to keep you guessing and, just dominate so much that it's hard to even get off good jiu-jitsu. Amazing. Both these guys. Jack, however, I feel like he's reached a point in his career as far as his fighting IQ, his prowess, all of those wonderful things, all the attributes that he brings to this. I feel like Islam is going to attempt the threat of a takedown early and potentially get them. But if you know anything about JDM, this dude refuses to stay down and has one of the most, as far as, and I've been following this sport since it began. It is so rare that you see somebody that when their butt hits the floor, they just have this innate ability to get up. Now, have we seen somebody attempt to hold Jack down with the caliber and precision that Islam has? Well, we're going to this weekend. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think. Man, and if you know anything about me, I'm a fanboy for Australia. Okay, I love the people. I love the way of life. I love the mentality. I love all of it. And I'm not going to say that swayed my decision at all. But I think JDM is going to get this done. And it's not the most popular opinion. Even with the betting lines, for sure. Islam's undefeated. As of late, I should say, because you see he's got a little something there on the record. That was way back in the day. This guy has been chainsawing through all of his opponents. And man, in the last, I don't know, what has it been, 6 to 8 years, this dude has been on a tear. But I think he might meet his demise at this new weight class. I feel like round 3, maybe round 4, the damage will be so great because of Jack's ability to stay in the pocket and just get out of the way of punches or let them graze off of him. As Islam is on the inside, whether it's because they're getting up off the ground or whatever, I just feel like there's going to be enough significant strikes to either TKO or potential KO. And if this thing goes to decision, depending on how much time has been spent actually controlling JDM on the ground. Now, if this thing starts out and Islam is, traditional Islam and is holding, up against the fence on the ground, all that kind of stuff. And, hopefully he's doing some damage to make it a worthy something to watch. But as it stands at this moment, 3 days before the fight, it's JDM. I got JDM in this, y'all. JDM. Let's go. Hail to the yeah. All right. Ready. All right, now let's bring up, look. I've heard people talk about women's MMA. Okay. And some of it, yes, it can be a little, But when you're talking about the top 5, okay, Zhang Weili and Valentina Shevchenko, Weili's coming up to test herself. And she is like, man, she's scary, okay? Because of her tenacity and an aggression, but at the same time, not letting that tenacity or that aggression or that constant foot on the gas pedal, get away from her and make mistakes. She tends to stay in the pocket, staying focused while being that, 0 to 100 style fighter. Valentina is a little bit, I'm not going to say at the end of her career, but if you've seen the last couple of her performances, and I realize she got the belt, but I got a real strong feeling on this one that the Chinese fighter, Zhang Weili, is going to get this done. Yeah, I see I see Valentina, this is me being a mystic, reading the future. I see Valentina attempting takedowns and realizing that it's not working, either because she can't control or the threat of submissions or just receiving damage. So she's trying to improve her position. And then Weili gets top position or they stand back up. And Weili's cardio and ability to just bring solid rain, hardcore rain in the way of kicks and punches, potential elbows while they're on the ground, maybe even standing. I bet we see some spinny stuff. You know what I mean? Zhang Weili is going to win this fight. That's it. Said and done. Okay. Let us roll on. Roll on. Sean Brady. Michael Morales. All right. Look, the Morales kid is undefeated. Okay? Brady, super tough, super strong, and I feel as though, that he is going to hand Michael Morales his first loss. And I feel like it's going to be a submission. Man, I feel like it's going to be into the second, somewhere in the middle of the third, potentially. And Sean Brady, I feel like it's going to be because he's real, he likes to go to that head and arm style choke. I feel like that's where it's going to be. I feel like he's going to duck under one of these dynamic strikes of Michael Morales. Get that arm around that neck, whether it's to initiate the takedown or to set up the submission before they even hit the ground, and he's going to square away that submission. I really feel that way. All right. Next. I'm trying to make this one a little quicker, man, because I make these too long sometimes because I get to rambling. And let me tell you what. This could be a main fight. Okay? Because this is a 3-round fight, and I think that is going to be a big part of why Carlos Pratos is going to win. Leon's amazing. But I feel like Carlos is, I don't know, man. He has the ability to really be mean in there. And all the years that I have been in the throes of combat, if you will, whether it's through training, like I'm an old man now. I keep it real light. I don't do anything crazy. But I always had a fundamental belief that even if somebody can fight a little bit better than you, if you can be the first one to be more mean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, mean? I didn't mean for that to be so funny. Yeah, Carlos Pratos is going to get this done. And I feel like, you know what? This may even be a decision. 3 rounds. 3 rounds, it's Carlos Pratos. I have a feeling that Leon might even get pretty jacked up, on a cosmetic level. All right? I really, really do. Man, I'm so fired up for this card. Seriously. I'm almost thinking about buying this thing, okay? All right. This is the first fight on the main card. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Beneil Dariush. Okay. Mr. Dariush is he's a little bit older and has taken tons of damage over the years. But Benoit Saint-Denis is a similar kind of lots of damage kind of guy. I don't know if juggernaut's the right word, but they take a lot to give a lot. And I feel like this is going to be a matchup of toughness, if you will. Like, lots of damage. I feel like Beneil, though, he could get a submission potentially early. But as this thing goes on, lactic acid, tired muscles, sweat, blood, the whole nine will make submissions a little bit more difficult. This one may come down to a decision as well. It might even be a split decision. But I got Mr. Dariush on this one. All right? Dariush for show. Yeah. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. All right, now let me go over some honorable mentions. Because, we got Bo Nickel. And Bo Nickel fighting Rodolfo Vieira. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize to the Brazilian gentleman. Bo got his first loss. And I feel like he's going to come back a little hungrier, a little more squared away this time, if you will. But there's just something about the way Rodolfo fights. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It almost feels like an autopilot kind of thing takes over. I'm not sure exactly what I'm seeing when I see him fight, but there's just something about, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a ground and pound win by Bo Nickel. Potentially, like Bo clips him and then a takedown. Yeah, I don't know if this is the favored opinion. Let me check here. Oh, and we have 0 odds at the moment here on the website. I wonder if they've taken the odds away. Is this the true on everything? Yeah, there's no odds on nothing. I think this is from the gambling. Okay. Yeah, I got Bo winning. I think Bo's going to get it done. When it comes to this next fight, the Roman Kapilov and Gregory Rodriguez, man, I feel like Gregory's going to get this done. He's been pretty dominant lately, and I feel like he'll be the one with his hand raised. And we got Aaron Blanchfield, Tracy Torres. I don't know. There's a lot of people talk about Tracy Cortez's her dedication to the game. They make references to, all the extra cosmetic stuff that she does, and is she there for, Instagram followers or whatever. I ain't hating on her. She's pretty, and that's cool, but that doesn't really help you in a fight. But I feel like Aaron Blanchfield is the more grimier, we'll grind this thing out, and I feel like Tracy is going to fade, and it may not be due to cardio, it may be due to damage, and throw in some cardio loss there too for sure, because I really do think Blanchfield's going to kind of grind on her. Number 4 versus number 8. Let's go Aaron Blanchfield. Aaron Blanchfield for the win. I am most excited about all the undercard stuff. I feel like this Malcolm Wellmaker, for sure he's going to win. He's going to be on a main card after this win, okay? He is kind of if he can keep his mental together as he moves up the ranks and gains the notoriety and the wealth and all of the things, Malcolm is, I feel like he's the future. If he can continue to grow, because, he's got a couple of real dominant things that he does and no one has an answer for. But as time goes on, people will start to, pick apart his game plan and find ways to avoid his power shot, which is his hook. But if he can continue to grow with the game, I feel like a gold belt wrapped around this gentleman's waist is in the future and sooner than we think. Ooh, man. Super stoked for that. Now, as far as the early prelims, I'm not going to get too deep into this. Angela Hill is on this one. I feel like this Fatima Klein, though, she's going to get this done. Last couple performances by Angela, I feel like she's kind of checked out. I don't know if that fighting spirit is still with her. I know she may want it, but I don't know if she can still give it. Just my personal opinion. I respect the shit out of her. I mean, amazing, both of these girls, but I think Fatima's going to get this done. And it might even be in the first minute of the second round. I'm having this feeling. And then, this Gerald Meerschaert guy, I hate to use this verbiage, but I'm going to use it because people are going to understand it. a gatekeeper of things. They call him the fraud checker, all that stuff, because you got to get through him. But he has not won in a hot minute. And I'd say his last 3 fights, it appears like he is, you can only do this for so long. I feel like the game is grinding on him to a point to where this young up-and-comer, Kyle Dawkins, he could probably get this done. And it's probably going to be a decision. And it's probably going to be close, I hope Gerald surprises me. But as it stands, I'm picking Kyle Dawkins to win the fight Saturday night. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, y'all. I'm going to keep it light. We had about 20 minutes. Super fired up for this thing, though, man. Fired up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I do. That's the thumbnail right there. Let's get it. Sorry, I'm a little fired up this morning. A little too much caffeine, nicotine, but my hydration's on, so let's get it. I'll be back to my regular scheduled program next week. If you normally watch my channel and you're into all the crazy clips that I put up there, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out. Check it out. I'll probably be back on Monday. Hey, keep in mind, everybody, the channel is still Dictate the Day. I'm here encouraging you to take your day. All right? Always and forever. I always leave with the moniker, spread your love, share your knowledge, and you will take your day. All right? I'm going to fire up this music, and we're going to get out of here. All right? Dick's going to dip. I'll see y'all on the flip. So fired up for this weekend. If something crazy happens, I'll put up another video. But I feel like either way, it's just going to be a banger. Okay? Banger. All right, y'all. Like I said, Dick's going to flip. I'll see you on the rip. Oh, switched it up on you. Crazy weekend. So ready for it. All right, y'all. Thanks for checking out the video. Seriously. Really appreciate you. Dick out.